Well, welcome back there, Cyberpunkers. It is I, Captain Steve, and yes, I am testing patch 1.1, and I'm on the PlayStation 5. Now, this is kind of PlayStation 4 or Pro mode anyway, but running on the PS5. It's hardware, because we haven't actually got a PS5 mode as yet. We're not going to be getting that until later in the year. Now, one of the problems I hope they would have fixed was this mission. This gig that I've got, I can't actually complete this. Even though I've done the mission, I've completed it. I've killed every single cyber psycho, handed them all in to the actual fixer. Won't let me progress that one for love nor money. So I can't platinum or get all the trophies on this game because that one sort of mission is completely foobarred. And I was hoping patch 1.1 would fix it. It frickin' didn't. Okay, so next I want to actually test to see if the game is more stable. Here I've summoned in a load of my vehicles, and this is right outside of my actual apartment. I'm just selecting a gun that can blow these to smithereens. It's not that one. Whoops. It's that one there that I want. That one there. So this is Adam Smasher's big freaking hand cannon, and we're going to just blow up a few of my vehicles right here. Kapow! Now before, I tried this before patch 1.1, and yeah, it did crash my game after blowing up a couple of them. I don't know what it is about your own custom vehicles. I think they're slightly more improved models, but for whatever reason it used to crash my game. It hasn't now. You can see here the police are like freaking Goku with instant translocation. Kapow! It's instant death. As soon as you see those stars hit 4 stars, you're freaking toast. It doesn't matter how OP you are of a character, they're going to Dragon Ball Z you. They're just going to appear from nowhere and completely annihilate you. However, if you do want to kill a load of cops and get some revenge, just kill the ones outside of your apartment. You're going to get like a high star rating rather quickly, but you can blow them to smithereens to your heart's content, take your freaking revenge on them, spin them around, chuck them around, kill a load. They're still going to Dragon Ball Z in and try to kill you, but just take out a few, and then once you've actually bagged a couple, just leg it back inside your own apartment. They could be right outside your door, and it gets rid of your wanted level. Boom, gone. I was really hoping that this update would give us improved NPC physics, or even the police officers to respond a little bit better. But you can see everybody just ducking and covering in the hallway, acting like complete. Look, I'm going to shoot this lady in the face. Pow! Take that, you! Yeah, illegal activity. Done, done. It's funny, isn't it, how some of the NPCs, you blast them, they don't fall apart, but you shoot a bad guy and they're like jelly. And yeah, it's little things like that that sort of ruin the immersion. Take that! Yeah, so I just shot him in the face, point blank mode. He just tripped over a dead body. I love that, it's so funny. Right, take this, you police officer. A big blood cloud comes out of her head, but she didn't die for some reason. I took a load of hits there, so I run inside my... Look, you can see they're right outside my door. The door closes. I open the door. They magically disappear. They saw me go in. Why are they not there barricading the door, calling backup? Why is there not an Ed 209 up here? Take that, you! Yeah, I'm just trying to prove a point. I'm sorry. You're past my point proving exercise. Oh! Magical yoga! You're brilliant! Look, she doesn't fall apart. You see what I mean? Take this, you. Pow! Okay, right, yeah, crime reported. They came out of my apartment. How did you even get in my apartment? Look, there's one there. Okay, look, I'm gonna try and make it so the door doesn't even close, okay? And there you go. The police officer is right outside my room. Okay, let's go back out. They've magically dematerialized. Yes, I've got a magical apartment. So it's little things like this that sort of kill the immersion. I was hoping patch 1.1 would fix that. And even I've run down from my apartment now. This is down by the elevator. This is near to, you know, the gun guy. Yeah, the First Amendment. And they're still all ducking for cover. Like, what the NPC, the physics and the way they react and the AI needs to be tuned up fairly quickly. I was hoping we'll see something like that happen in patch 1.1, to be honest. But what I have noticed is that they've seemed to have greatly reduced the amount of NPCs that we see. There was usually loads of people down here. Now there's maybe a half a dozen. But there used to be like 30, 40 people there, and it just feels like they've removed people. It's like, yeah, well, we're just going to make this run faster by removing stuff. And it shows pretty much everywhere you go on the map. It just feels a lot deader. It doesn't feel... So not only have you got poor AI physics and things, right, now I've just gone over to my fixer, my nearby fixer. So the lady that gave me all those psycho nutter type missions to do. And there's a guy there called Max. And you shouldn't be able to kill him But if you have got the psyops where you can make people commit suicide, you can actually make Max commit suicide. And he shoots himself in the head. When you go back there to go see good old Max and your fixer, you can still talk to his dead body. I even dragged his dead body into the same room with the fixer so she could see he was frickin' dead. So he's right in front of her. Look, it just bounces up on the floor. And you can talk to him, but you don't get a response because he's dead. But yeah, you can still choose an option. It's like, you can even say to him, oh, I'm glad you haven't shot yourself in the head as yet. It's one of the options. But he did. He commits suicide. You can make him commit suicide. If you've got that bit of tech, go here, make him commit suicide, and you can have hours of fun talking to his corpse. And yeah, you can even talk to Regina, your fixer, and say, how's your relationship with Max? Oh yes, it's very trying. Yeah, of course it's trying. He's a freaking corpse. Yeah, so it's weird. So there's things like that they haven't actually fixed. Now, I haven't tried doing a playthrough where I try to kill every single main character, but there's so many characters in this game that you can't kill. It's like you can't kill Regine. You can't even get your gun out in here. So the fact that I managed to hack him and make him commit suicide, I don't know why they left that in, but they did. It was an accident, I suppose. But now you can have hours of fun talking to this corpse and talking to Regina. And it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But I would like to try and do a playthrough maybe where I just completely try to break the game and just try and kill every single character. It's like Dexter Shawn. When he pulls up in his car, can you blow his car up? Could you maybe call in your car, park it next to it, blow your car up to blow his car up? I don't know. You know, it's that sort of thing that I think I want to try next, just to see how broken and how janky you can make this experience, because the immersion for me, for little things like that, just feel a little bit under par. It's like this guy. He's like a vendor. He's a clothes vendor, and you can't shoot him. When you pull your gun out, it just doesn't let you shoot him. You can, however, throw grenades by him. Yes, you can throw in grenades, and they have no effect. Okay, watch this. Okay, so this grenade is quite OP. You throw it on a group of gangers, they're all dead. Now, the funny thing with this actual vendor is he is an ex-gang member. I mean, you can talk to him about him being in a gang, and he's like, yeah, they don't really want me in the gang anymore because I got a knackered spine. So that's why he's in a wheelchair. But you can throw grenades at him all day long. He's freaking bulletproof. If he was still in a gang, he would be freaking OP as you like. Anyhow, so there's things that don't really make sense. It's like I'm still coming across doors that have got bouncers by them. You talk to the bouncer, you go to open the door's locked. There's so many things where you feel this should be lootable. I should be able to go in there. I mean, it's got a bouncer outside. All I did was talk to the bouncer here. Everybody's taking cover. I didn't even get my gun out. I don't even get what that was all about. Odd. And then there's really odd sort of NPC reactions. Really sorts of strange areas. It's like there's shops that look open, but there's no vendors in counters. It just feels so more empty than it used to. Before patch 1.1, I'm sure I saw more vendors and things. But here we go. I've actually managed to get in to see a vendor. I can't shoot her. It won't let me get my gun out. But guess what? I can throw a grenade at her. I can kill her with a grenade. That's actually killed her. Didn't work on the frickin' vendor upstairs for some reason. But yeah, her you can kill as many times as you like. Brilliant. Yep, she's dead. Yeah, that'd teach you to wear those giant Crocs. And we've got some police outside. So I figured, well, I'll just wait in here and we'll see how long it takes them to work out that there's a frickin' door. And all they've got to do is walk in to shoot me. They don't work that out. They don't even see that. Oh no, that's a beaded curtain. We can't go in there. Surely that beaded curtain's going to eat us. Yeah, so, yeah, police NPC intelligence needs to be worked on. It needs to be finely tuned because this is a little bit weird. You have to admit it's a bit weird. And I can just run away. I could just run, and they don't call in police with police cars to come and hunt me down. They don't call in a bounty type hunter to come and hunt me down. None of that. And I'm fairly sure in pre-talks and in Night City Wire and all that sort of stuff, it was like, yes, the police NPC, they've got awesome AI, and no, they really haven't. There they go. No wanted level for me now. And these streets, like I was saying before, you can see how empty they look. I mean, yes, we've still got lovely vents of steam and things, but I'm fairly sure there was more NPCs walking the streets, even at this time of the evening, than I'm seeing here. I mean, it's just a freaking ghost town. The only people that you do encounter are street vendors that you can't interact with and you can't buy anything from. And then you've got the gangers that are just sitting around in the same places that they always are, that just respawn every now and again. It just feels... They said that we'd have this big interactive city, and it's like nothing you've ever come across before. You get to an arcade machine or a pool table, you can't play pool, you can't play the arcade machines. It's not an interactive city like they suggested it to be, and I'm hoping that they bring all that in a future patch or something. Because at the moment, now that I've done all of the gigs and all of the side missions, apart from that one I can't track and finish, there really isn't much left for me to actually do in-game, and I was hoping that with each patch they might put in a little bit of DLC, just a few extra missions, just to keep those players that have done everything just a little bit something extra to do, other than going through the game and trying to break it by killing all the main characters, which is the next thing that I think I probably will do, because there's nothing else there for me to do. And some of the actual things that I've been saying that needs to be fixed, i.e. that trackable mission, I can't actually get it to move forwards. And there's a lot of other stuff that I'm seeing now that just wasn't as bad before. I'm watching the traffic that's driving towards me on the left-hand lane over there. You can see the white headlights coming down the hill. And then all of a sudden, blink, blink, gone. Those cars are vanishing. Right, so let's get a little bit closer to these cars and let's just see how bad that distance draw is. So let's head on over that way. So here we go, let's run up this central reservation. You can see them, look, they're still disappearing just as they come over the crest of that little hill. But the further I get towards them, the further the actual problem disappears. They're now disappearing up at the cross junction at the top there. They're not actually coming down the hill anymore. They're disappearing before they even get there. So it's like, oh yeah, we can render them in the background, but as soon as they get somewhere close to the character, where the poly count's going to interfere with maybe the frame rate, we make them vanish. How's that for a fix? That's a lovely little patch. No, that breaks immersion completely. It really does. And where are the cars? I haven't been run over at all crossing the street. I used to get run over all the time before patch 1.1. Now the cars vanish and dematerialise. Or they materialise right behind you. I just came up that hill. There was no cars coming down that hill. And then you turn around and there's cars right behind you. No, I didn't see the cars. So the immersion is more broken in patch 1.1 than it was prior to 1.1, and this is on a PS5. You know, it can handle a lot of this stuff graphically, but what I would say, it has not crashed on me once, and I have played for a good 4 hours now and I haven't had a single crash, where before patch 1.1 I'd have a crash every hour without fail, or maybe 2. And now I'm not, but the trade-off is the immersion is completely gone. I'm not seeing as many NPCs in the streets, I'm not seeing as many cars in the streets, and it just feels like a ghost town now. This living, breathing city, which wasn't all that living and breathing in the first place, let's admit it, has become less living and breathing. And I know this might sound like I'm hating on it a bit, but and this is just the first patch, the one of a few, hopefully. But this is weird. It feels like they've just dialed everything back. And some of the things that really did annoy me is like this gun here, which I picked off my my copper friend. Yeah, I can't actually bring up its stats. If I hover over this, look, I can see all of its stats. I can see the gun's name. I get a little bit of a backstory. But when I hover over that one that was given me by my copper friend, River, I don't see anything. It just doesn't work. And you can see there, the gun that I've got in my hands isn't even on my... it's not in my list. So why the fudge has my character got big Adam Smasher's gun in his hands when I don't got it on my person? It's like, how janky and broken is this? And I was hoping these little bits of jank would have been sorted in patch 1.1. I mean, it's not like we've got somewhere where we can go and report these faults other than the forum. And then sometimes when you actually put up your fault that you found on the forum, all you get is other people saying, oh, it works fine on mine. Yeah, it's fine for me. I'm on PC and that's great. And PC is amazing. It's like, yeah, but don't put that, because then the devs can see that there's a fault and perhaps look into it and maybe fix it for people where it clearly is obviously a problem. They need a Zendesk or something where people can submit their faults, that you don't get people then commenting saying, no, I'm not doing that fault. Because obviously it is a fault for some people and it detracts. But there we go, that's just me, Now, I am still having a lot of fun on Cyberpunk. Don't get me wrong, this game is still good. I mean, I'm playing on very hard mode, and I'm doing a little bit of a mission here. When I say it's a bit of a mission, it's one of those side quests, you know, the little blue ones that you get with the police have said that I need to neutralise a crime, and it is great fun. The actual gun mechanics, the way that you move around, it feels great. The driving, not so much, obviously, but all of this sort of stuff's great. And there's not a lot of driving missions, is there, really? But there we go. Yeah, I like all the animations. It is a good game. But at the same time, I was really hoping that patch 1.1 would bring in a little bit more immersion, a little bit of better NPC AI and police AI, and maybe a little bit of a better system to the wanted level rather than them just teleporting in and it's almost instant death. It would be nice to have a little bit more perks, drops from police officers as well. So, I don't know, some sort of police gear or riot gear, or even being able to look a little bit like Murphy from RoboCop or something if you take all their gear. But there's no sort of bonus in having interactions or friction with the actual police. And it just feels like so many different missed opportunities, and it would be nice if with a few of these patches came a little bit of extra sort of quality of life improvements and a little bit of stuff for people to do that have played this all the way through, and maybe the odd mission to go with the patches, because at the moment all I'm doing is testing to see if the things that were broken for me are unbroken now, and I'm not seeing that happen. So although that I have just been given a patch, I'm not very optimistic that a lot of the things that they say are fixed are going to enhance the way I play. I could end up doing that same mission again that won't let me track, and it still might not track because it's not fixed now. So who's to say it's not going to be fixed before? And I've seen people on the forum saying that they've got new faults with main quest lines stopping, like you talk to Yonoko, and for whatever reason, he doesn't give any dialogue. He just sits there. And yeah, you can't progress forward. So I'm seeing a lot of that going on in the forums now. So it seems to be that they've broken a few of the things that weren't broke before. And some of the things that are broke in previous versions haven't been fixed. So it's like, well, what did this patch actually bring to the table? So anyway, that's my roundup of patch 1.1. And I'm looking forward to future patches, but I'm hoping that they do a better job than they did with patch 1.1. Anyway, goodbye, and goodbye again. I want to say a massive great big thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you to my backers over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. If you do want to support this channel, you could just not skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or stay with Captain Steve a little bit longer and hit something on this screen. Heck yes, and there's also merch on this screen now. Awesome!